Welcome to our very first Winning Wednesday. As I posted at the beginning of this month, which is February 2023, I am rebranding. So as I'm rebranding, I'm having to do things differently than we've been doing all these years. So on Wednesdays, we are going to be sharing stories. Winning Wednesday is what I have called it. So what I will do is let me start by sharing my personal journey with you. And then what I will do is I will also open it up on Winning Wednesdays for anyone else out there who would love to share their own winning story or even just their story. Because I believe that through our stories is when we learn the most. We also can relate to other people the most, and we can see what's possible when we hear another's story. So if you're going to be listening to this story and you think, you know what, I want to share my story, I would love to hear from you and have you do an audio or even a write-up that I can share with, everyone else. We would love to hear your story. So let me do this part here, sharing my personal journey. And today I will do part 1. In the next 4 weeks, I'll be sharing my personal journey with you, and here's why. As a coach and mentor, I've had a few people ask me why I have so many products out there and how I must be doing very well in the online space. Now, here's the truth. My journey to success has been long and winding, but it has been an incredibly, now I can say it, a rewarding experience. But during the time when I was going through it, I don't want to lie to you, it was not that easy for me to even see that one day I will say that it was a rewarding experience. I started out so many years ago, it's over 25 years now, with no idea of what I wanted to do or how to get there, especially as far as online business was concerned. But I was determined to make something of myself. I had to make some tough decisions. I had to take a lot of risks. And my family will tell you that. Sisters, mom, they've been watching and they go, you just take so many risks. I had to take the risks. And I had to push myself, out of my own comfort zone. And I knew that if I continue to do the same thing over and over again, well, they say that's the definition of insanity, right? But I knew that I wouldn't get to where I wanted to go or where I am today. So through it all, I learned a lot about myself, my goals, and how to stay motivated and focused on achieving them. So this entire month, I'll be discussing the steps that I took to reevaluate my goals, to reframe my mindset, and create a support system and celebrate my successes. By following the steps that I'll be talking to you about, right, I was able to stay on track, to reach my goals. I was able to reevaluate my goals, and I continue to do that today. As I said, I'm rebranding. I'm having to look at what has been working, what has not been working, so that I can rebrand. So here are the things that I had to do, right? Number 1, I had to examine my current goals. The first step in my journey was to reevaluate my goals. I had to take a step back and look at my goals objectively. I asked myself questions like, what do I want to achieve? What is the best way for me to get there? And what resources do I need to reach my goals? So asking these questions allowed me to identify the areas that I needed to work on and steps that I needed to get there. Number 2, I had to break down my goals into smaller steps. Because once I had identified what my goals were that I wanted to work on, I had to break them down into smaller, what I call manageable steps. This made it easier to focus on each step and stay motivated. I wrote down each step and I set myself deadlines to make sure that I was making progress. This allowed me to stay on track and also allowed me to keep my goals in sight. Number 3, I set realistic goals. So it's one thing to to dream big, to want big, to want to achieve more, like right now, right here. And it's another thing to be able to set realistic goals that will take you there, right? So this is the last step in this process that I was able to do to set realistic goals. I had to be honest with myself about what I could realistically achieve. I had to be realistic about my timelines, my resources, and my strength and weaknesses. I knew that I didn't know it all. I knew that I needed more information. I knew that what I knew was not enough. So I had to set myself realistic goals as well as realistic expectations of myself. Because now this allowed me to set achievable goals that I now could reach. So next week, I'll be back again so that I can share with you more about how I am creating myself a support system. And in the meantime, I would like you to share with me right underneath the comments in this section, and wherever you hear this audio, how you are reevaluating your own goals this season, this new year. This is DrStem. Be encouraged. And once again, welcome to Winning Wednesdays.